Hey, so welcome back to my channel. I'm thinking about all like storytime opportunities and like things that I wanted to talk about. And I have obviously I'm 30, I have some stories, but I kind of got inspired from other YouTubers on some of the topics, and one of the topic was landlord or apartment, issues from hell, things that have happened, roommates from hell. So I was going to do a roommate one, but I don't feel like doing that one at the moment. So I decided to talk about what happened the last apartment complex that I was loyal to for 6 years, I'll give you. But we'll go into that in a second. But the last apartment complex that I lived at and what kind of went down. And when you hear this story, that's my cat. Sorry, they're playing with something. Buffy. Anyways, okay, so the last apartment complex I worked at, I had to get high before even filming this because I knew I was going to get really upset about it, and it's like annoying to even talk about because it's just such bullshit. Oh, that's what I was going to say before the cat. When you hear what happened to me, you're going to be like, there's no fucking way this is a true story. I swear to my unborn children, it's a true story. Wish it wasn't. So I worked at a dispensary. I don't think that they like that about me, but, I was always paying them rent on time, so why are they being judgmental bitches? I don't know. Then they got reports, multiple reports, from nosy neighbors who noticed a cat. Okay, so that is my one bad. I wasn't supposed to have an animal in this apartment complex, so it was part of the deal. This was a month-to-month place. I lived there for 6 years. Okay, so does that give you like a huge example and like kind of a mindset of how most people there can pay month to month, which means they live there for maybe a year, and I've been living there for 6 years. Okay, so me and my partner at the time lived there when we first got together. He moved out when we broke up, and I stayed there, and I made the rent on time. So they really shouldn't have any fucking issue with me, but because of this cat, they started being really, really rude. They would tell me that I got, they would literally try to get me to pay extra rent for fines and things like that. Like, they'd say that because they got the check, like, literally a day late, which in reality they didn't. It's just they checked the mailbox a day late or things like that. They were just trying to get me for anything they could. And you know what? Guess what? I was trying to be non-confrontational for once in my life, so I was paying up the ass for rent, and not to mention I was paying for the fines that I really didn't probably even deserve. I just wanted to keep the fucking peace because guess what? I have a cat. So I was just trying to keep the peace, and had some roommates. They found out about some of my roommates. You're not supposed to have roommates. So now I have a cat and a roommate, and I'm not supposed to have a cat or a roommate. You get it. But, a girl has to make rent somehow. I mean, come on. You really expect just a girl working minimum wage job or a little bit above minimum wage, working her ass off to come up with $1,200, $1,300 a month in rent a month? I don't think so. So I had a friend over, and how did she even know that it was not a fuck friend or a boyfriend? And she didn't know the situation. She was nosy. She was a total bitch for no reason. I don't understand. I have to clap my hands because it's insane when I think about how rude she was to me for no fucking reason. So like I said, I keep paying the rent, blah, blah, blah. One day I'm at work. I get a phone call that says, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "Hello?" And they're like, "There's water coming out of your apartment complex." Excuse me. Sorry, I messed it up, damn it. "There's water coming out of your front door." Like, gushing. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, is there a tsunami? Did a tsunami hit? What are you talking about? I literally was like, what? So anyways, I get fucking home. I have to leave work, so now I'm losing money on that. I get fucking home. There's maintenance guys, like, literally ripping up, like, carpet and, like, cutting it and, like, putting a fan in and then, like, just left. There's, like, still drippy water everywhere. They basically told me that what happened was I had too much stuff. Oh, my God. It's not true. Before I even tell you what they tell me that was the reason for all of this, it's not true. They said I had too much stuff in the lower compartment or the lower closet where the water heater was, and that so much of it was so obstructing it and compacting it that it somehow turned a valve, and that's why my entire bottom carpet flooded. Everything got flooded. This much water. Everything, like, when it exploded, it, like, literally ruined the entire, like, foot of the, wall, you know, as well as everything else. So they were ripping up carpet. Now there's exposed carpet. There's exposed wood. There is no carpet. I'm looking around. There's staples, the big ones. I stepped on a fucking staple. Later on in the night, I think it was either that night or the next night, you know, I'm trying to clean up the mess. Literally damp carpet. They left damp carpet. Okay? Do you know how much of a... They left wet foundation. Like, I could have died. It's like a fucking biohazard. I was living in a biohazard for, like, probably, I don't know, 20 days. Because I said, fuck this, and I'm not paying them. Then they tried to evict me. They're saying, like, I need to do this, I need to do that. They bring up the cat again. They're like, if we see that cat one more time, either way, we want you to go. They basically told me they wanted me to go in 14 days. When I stayed in a hazmat environment, which is completely illegal on their part. They should have let me stay in a new... It's so fucked up what they did. And the icing on the cake is this motherfucker, the landlord, had the gall and the balls, for people that don't know what gall is, to tell me that he has old carpeting in a unit and that he will trade it out if I pay him. If I pay him $400. I literally was like, you know when you're like crying and then you're laughing at the same time, or you're just like doing like a crazy like stare off and you're just laughing and like inside the wheels are just boo. I mean, I literally fucking thought I was going to I thought I was going to jump out of my own body and like karate chop him into a million pieces based on how angry I was. Like, I wanted to beat up an old man. Because of how rude, how everything went down. I hope that someone, because I would never do this, I hope someone sues the fuck out of them and they lose everything. And you know what? I just said that. It's not nice to put that out to the universe, but you know what? What they did to me was not nice. So I hope they have issues with their home domestic life. I hope things, I hope that one day they're walking and half of the wall falls down. Not on them, but it just falls down so that they fucking have to they have to live in a hotel and deal with contractors and get it all fixed and then go to court and then sue someone. I want them to have issues times 3. Because how I was treated was insane. Anyways, needless to say, didn't die, got the tetanus shot. They didn't pay for the tetanus shot. I was screaming at him on the phone, telling him about the tetanus shot. He doesn't give a fuck. I was like, I'm going to sue you guys. I basically said. So I was like, you guys need to leave me the fuck alone. And I got out. But anyway, so that's the end of the story. No big climax at the end, other than I wanted to, the story was just I wanted to beat up an old guy, pretty much by the end of it. And don't beat up people. Don't kill people. But karma is a bitch. And karma does happen. So, remember that. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this story time. I totally forgot how angry it made me. Oh my god. Anyways, bye.